Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday or happy hump day. Thank you for joining me for another office hours training. I'm Crystal L. Gunn, your financial strategist and licensed life insurance agent and small business advisor. Part of my job is, as a strategist, is to bring to you thoughts, ideas, resources that you may not have thought about before in order to help you heal and redefine your personal financial relationship and to build a strong business base. You know, I also help with some aha moments, self-discovery moments, and helping you see what no longer serves you. All of this works to help with the shift that we need to have in order to heal and redefine our personal financial relationships. All of this is where the magic happens, be it in your personal finances or your overall business. October is Financial Planning Awareness Month, and this month, we're just going to talk about all these different aspects of things that you should think about having in your overall financial plan. And today we want to talk about planning for your children's college education, because education is one of the most valuable gifts you can give your child, but it can come with a high price tag. We don't know what the price of college and or trade school and or beauty school, whatever, is going to be in 2025 and beyond. But right now, we know that those comes with hefty prices. And so when you start to save early, and early is a key term for anything when it comes to finance. The earlier you start, the better off you will be. But starting early, you can ease the future financial burden and give your children more opportunities. And that's really and truly what you want. You don't want your child riddled with debt or, behind the starting line when they become a young adult. And so savings for your child education is one of the best investments that you can make in your future. I always say at the end of every show, invest in you. It's the best investment that you'll ever make, but also investing in your kids is equally important. So whether for college, other educational needs, again, it doesn't have to be college. Your kid may want to go to trade school, which I think is phenomenal, right? They may want to go to cosmetology school. They may want to go start a business, but having a plan in place can help reduce the financial burden later on. And so again, I don't believe all kids will go to college for a number of reasons, but what's saving for your kid, just for your children, just makes sense for whatever they want to do for life. Again, school, different kind of schools, travel the world, start a business, whatever else life may throw at them. It's important to have money set aside for your child. And the earlier you start, which is point number one, it just gives you more time to save money and to have the money that's being saved to grow, right? There's a thing called compounding interest. So start early. Now, if you have not started yet, start today. You may start with as little as $25 per paycheck, increase over the amount every quarter because your spending adjusts. But the goal is to start today. If you're not doing this, and stay committed, you will see the results, right? But you have to do it. And me personally, I think we owe it to our children to do so, right? Point number 2 is consider tax advantage accounts like 529 plans, which allow your savings to grow tax-free when used for qualified educational expenses. Now, where some people are, this is a cool product and a cool plan and all of that. I have no objections to it. But I also am not a fan of accounts for savings or wealth building that pigeonhole you into something specific. So if you look at a 529 plan, make sure you read the fine print to see if, well, what if my child doesn't go to college, right? So how can you save for your child or children so that they can use the funds for whatever in life they need to be able to use funds for, right? Again, all children may not go to college. So they're 21, 22, 25. It would still be a blessing to be able to have a nest egg for them so that they can start their life not in the hole. Okay. And then number three is set a goal, right? Now, again, we don't know what the cost of college is going to be or anything else for that matter come 2025 and in the future. So you want to determine an amount that you want to save over the next however many years until your child gets to 25 and or how much you want to set aside each month. Whichever you decide, set the goal and then stay consistent. And the reason that I say till 25 is because, yep, 21, 18, 18 is legal somewhere, 18 is legal, 21 for drinking. Most kids, if they went to college right after high school, they're going to get out of college that 21 age mark. But what if they want to go to law school? What if they want to go to get their master's? My daughter's 23, she's in a master's program, right? We've never through school demanded that she have a full-time job, right? So we wanted her to focus on her education. Well, now for all of the other things that you want, you need to get some sort of job or you need to work over the summer and stack all your money. And she's done that in various ways. But to not plan for up until age 25, to me, robs them of some time. Because if you think about it, between the ages of 20 and 25, we didn't know what the heck we were doing or wanted to do. And in some instances, up to the age 30. So again, just making sure that you set up your child for success in their adult life, right? And then you want to automate contributions. I'm a fan of automation because you can set it and forget it, and it just continues to happen, right? So set up automatic transfers into your savings account to ensure you're consistently contributing toward that goal based on the amount that you said you could contribute each month. And then number 5, I'm going to throw a curveball in here. In addition to the savings, or instead of, you may consider using life insurance. And I talked about this last month. Talked about this in September or in August because I did life insurance for those 2 months. And part of it was different ways to use. One was misconceptions, and then the other part was ways to use it. And I know I talked about using life insurance as a way to fund your child's college education, or again, whatever else life throws at them. So you can consider setting up a life insurance policy that builds cash value, right? Which can grow over time and be used for education costs like college, trade school, or whatever they want to do in life, because they can pull, and this would be their own policy. So they are the insured, you are the owner. You're contributing, you're overfunding it so that they have the ability to be able to pull some cash out when they get to that 21, 25 age mark and older, right? And it continues to build. The other option is using life insurance with someone else being the insured, right? So you may decide, okay, well, I'm going to get a term policy on my parent who may be 70, right? And you're gonna do a max term policy that they could get at that age and what their health looks like. If the payments are affordable to you, right? Or a whole life policy. Again, if the payments that will take them, through the rest of their life, if their payments, or permanent policy, if the payments are manageable to you, right? It may behoove you to do that with that trust fund being the beneficiary, that you can then dictate how the money goes to your child. So it is inevitable that we all have a date where we go home to glory, right? But why not use that thing that's going to happen? We're not living forever, right? So why not use that as additional way to pass down wealth? So you take a policy out on yourself with your children, or the trust fund that you set up for your children to be the beneficiary for your children. But why wouldn't you do that same thing on your parents, which is your children's grandparents, in order to be able to leave funds and pass funds down? Now, obviously, you just can't write a policy on somebody and they don't know it, but you got to have that conversation with them. But that's another option in being able to fund, right, your children's college or whatever it is that they need to have that money for once that person, again, goes home to glory. So there are all type of options out here to help you achieve the goal for saving for your child's education and just life in general. So do me a favor. Think about your children. How many years until they reach the age 25? And again, I told you the reason why I say 25, right? How many years until then? What do you have saved for them today? And what's the plan to ensure they don't have a ton of college debt? Or what's the plan to ensure they don't start out their adult life behind because they have no assets set aside for them? Right? And we talk about that 2053 prediction of Blacks having zero wealth. Getting your financial house in order is how we ensure that prediction doesn't become a reality. What is your plan to get your house in order to avoid this prediction? This is one of these things where you talk about how old will your children be in the year 2053, or how old will your grandchildren be in the year 2053. If you're a grandparent, you still can do this for your grandchildren, right? How old will they be in 2053? And doesn't this make sense to do for them so that come 2053, they have some wealth? 2053 is only 29 years away. So we can't wait until 2030, 2040, 2050 to start working on these finances. We have to start today. And waiting, if you think about it, how will it negatively impact you, your children, and your family in the next generation? Right? And so we talk about breaking those financial curses. It's going to stop with you. The new systems of success have to start with you. You have to create those systems. You got to get the knowledge in order to do that. Right? You got to put the plan in place so that you can show the next generations how to do this thing and how to continue this thing. This is how we amass and then pass down generational wealth. Okay. So what is my favorite thing for today? It's going to be strategy. And, yes, I'm a financial strategist. Yes, I do strategy. Doesn't have to be with me. If it is with me, the links are in the bio. You can schedule a meetup about it. However, strategy is nothing more than planning a thing out. The reason why it's beneficial to have a professional help you plan out strategy is because they're going to have access to ideas, products, services that you may not know about because this isn't your field. Plus, they may, just because we do this sort of thing, have some added insight, again, that you may not think about because you haven't thought about this before, or again, you're standing in the middle of a thing and you can't always see all of the pieces that need to be seen in order to create this strategy. So strategy, again, whether it's with me or someone else, start the strategy yourself. You got to create a strategy for the rest of your life and a blueprint for your children. Okay. So none of this happens overnight, but it can happen shortly. And I'm talking about putting the plan together, creating the blueprint for your children in the next generations. And I always talk about 10 generations down. So it takes steps to do those things. So you want to give yourself the opportunity to be able to do it. But one thing is, you cannot wait. You got to get it done. So what are you going to do after you stop watching me today? You're going to look at your current financial system of success, which is your efficient and effective budget. right? You want to determine how much you can allocate per month for this savings account today. How much can you allocate per month? And it should be easy if you have your efficient and effective budget done. If you don't, go back and find the episodes that talk about building that efficient and effective budget and make sure that you do that, because an efficient and effective budget is your financial system of success, and it's more than just tracking your expenses. So determine how much you can allocate and then create a line item allocation for that. But here's the thing. You also want to determine the mix. When I say the mix, what do I mean? Okay, am I going to put money into some sort of high yield compound interest earning account? Am I going to put part of this money into a life insurance policy? Am I going to buy some precious metals? Silver specifically right now, because the cost is really low. Am I going to do that? What's the mix that you're going to do with the money? Now, for some, it might just be all in one of those buckets, but for someone else, it might be money in 3 of those buckets. What's the mix that you're going to use? And then set it up. Set it up on automation, set it up and forget it, and watch what happens. I'm telling you, you're going to feel really great, and your child is going to be so blessed when they become the 21 to 25 mark. So if this information has been helpful, subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn notifications on so that you don't miss a training. Also, share this information with someone else. You never know what someone's been praying for, looking for, asking about. Be the blessing to someone else. Don't be a gatekeeper. If you need any other type of strategy, life insurance consultation or whatever, or business strategy, again, those links are in the description. Just pick the one that you need, because there's different questions that are asked and pay methods, or if there is a payment due. But let's talk about it. Don't wait another day, right? And remember to always give yourself some grace. Always give yourself some grace. Keep striving for your next level and for the next level of your family. Never, ever, ever give up on you, and always invest in you and your family. It is the best investment that you will ever make. Investing in you. And I promise you, you'll never, ever forget it. I'm sorry, you'll never regret it. Invest in you is the best investment you will make, and you will never, ever, ever regret it. Thank you so much for joining me today for another office hours training. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Be sure to join me for the private online Q&A immediately following. The link is in the description. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn notifications on so you never miss this opportunity. Thank you again, and I will see you on the other side.